to the Popcorn Hero Show. I am your host, Orlando, and with me is the queen from the Philippines, Chantel.
Hi, sorry.
Wait, should we do that over?
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
It took me a while, but it's okay. We're good.
We're
Because you
good.
guys use different mics, so you know.
And also with me is the beater sensation, Pedro.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm chilling.
Chill. Great. And
How are you doing hosting today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, everything's going fine.
Smooth.
It
It didn't take us 20 takes.
didn't take us 20 takes. And the Afro Thunder from the Down Under, Mike.
Completely butchered that, by the way. just so you know.
Yeah, that's great. So
Smooth.
Yeah, smooth. So today we're gonna be reviewing Umbrella Academy, a Netflix show, and we're gonna do it the traditional way. We're gonna give you a brief summary of the show, and then we're gonna jump into a spoiler-free review, and then we're gonna jump into spoilers. So, Pedro, how about we kick it off with that summary?
That's right. Summary guy coming right up.
Synopsis guy coming right up.
There you go. So, Umbrella Academy is about that these women around the world all give birth to children at the same exact time, like instantaneously. They suddenly get a big belly and then bam, they have a kid. So this rich guy decides to go around and collect as many kids as he can. And he collects 7 of them. And he makes his own superpowered team because they all have powers. And the show takes place after they all decide to reunite again years later. That's the premise.
Yeah, that's a pretty good premise there.
Spoiler-free premise.
Spoiler-free premise. Since you already started, give us your review. Spoiler-free. What do you think of the show?
1 out of 5. I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Yes.
So you liked it.
Yes. There was a lot I liked and there was a lot I didn't like. But overall, it was a very enjoyable show, and it looks like it's heading off in the right direction. It fixed stuff from the comics, and then some stuff was better in the comics. So it had its hit and misses, but it had more hits.
Okay,
so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Chantel, what did you think about the show?
I enjoyed it. I would say that I would give it about the same, about 3.5-ish or so. It was fun, enjoyable. You know, there's parts where you're like, you know, but then, you know, I think it did pretty well overall as a show. I enjoyed it.
Good. And let's throw it on to Mike. Mike, what did you think about the show?
A solid 2. 2?
2 means you didn't like it.
2 means, what's the 2.5? That means I liked it? That means it was
It's between didn't like and like.
2.5 is what I give it.
Okay.
I thought it started off real slow. I didn't really like most of the characters. The action was okay. It got better towards the end. I think like maybe the last few episodes were really good. But other than that, I thought it was an okay superhero show. Maybe it's because I was expecting more from the show, thinking it was a superhero show, but it was okay.
Right. It was more of a family drama with powers.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 2.7, 2.5 is pretty on the line around there. That's a pretty good, I thought the show was enjoyable. For me to watch anything and finish it is already like enough to, you know.
That's true. And you know what? I'm not 100% sure you saw the whole thing. Were you like washing dishes or doing the laundry while you were watching it?
No, I was actually watching the show. So
okay. Well, when we start talking about it, we'll see.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I did enjoy it. I did like the family drama of it all. Actually, I did enjoy like there's a certain mystery to the show of like what happens, why they're back together, all that other stuff, and so it kept me hooked. I thought it was pretty predictable, the ending, but other than that, I thought the show was pretty solid.
Cool.
All right, and so now we're gonna jump into spoilers. So if you haven't watched the show, come back once you watch it to listen to our spoiler topic. All right, so Pedro, let's hit it off. When I said that I found it predictable, I meant obviously I knew that Violet was Vanya.
Vanya, you knew Vanya was Violet from Incredibles?
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah.
Vanya, I knew Vanya was the
From
reason.
the get-go, you really knew that?
I knew that from like episode like 2 or 3.
Huh.
From episode 2, it becomes obvious that she's the reason the world gets destroyed. I don't know. It was just the entire show just felt pretty predictable.
Yeah, so I mean, like, she doesn't have powers,
Yeah.
and it was pretty obvious.
So you're saying, why is she the only one that doesn't have powers? There's
Yeah,
got to be some weird.
exactly.
It was very Phoenix and X-Men-ish.
Yes.
Yeah, that she was holding it in,
Yeah, the whole show felt like a made for TV X-Men show, with like they're all in the house and they all share like rooms, and it's kind of, I just felt like it was like, because there's other X-Men shows like The Gifted, and there's a few other ones.
There's Legion,
but this one feels like X-Men, like,
because it's the X-Mansion essentially.
yeah,
There's them.
it is, and their father is pretty much Xavier. So yeah,
But an asshole, like a great.
yeah.
Well, I mean, Xavier's an asshole in the comics though, and I know Mike could back me up on that one. But this one's a grade A asshole.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about this show. Everyone is an asshole in this show.
Yeah.
Everyone has their moment to be like, damn, you're fucked up.
But the thing is, they have reasons to be an asshole. Like,
Right. They were all raised, daddy issues.
They all have daddy issues.
It was daddy
yeah.
issues, the show.
Right. So, yeah, I felt that it was pretty good in that aspect, and them coming. I did like their dynamic as a family.
Yes, that's probably one of the reasons why I like the show better than the comics in some aspects. Because in the comics, they just show that they're all broken people. They're all assholes to each other. And then they just get into their little adventures and stuff like that. But there really isn't good banter between them. And the show, I guess since there was so much filler, the show really found a way for them to have their moments of interaction. Like, you got to see each family member interact with another and kind of see how they either clash or they blended with them. For the most part, it was clashing, but yeah.
I don't know. To me, even for the most part, it wasn't that interesting. Other than number 5 interacting with anybody was pretty good.
Who do I gotta kill to get a good cup of coffee?
See, and I also liked Diego, because he was probably like, him and number 5 were probably the two
You
biggest
like
assholes.
Diego?
Yeah, they're two of the biggest assholes in the family. That made it enjoyable.
I was actually
Klaus is awesome.
He's probably he's the one I hated the absolute most. I hated
Really?
Klaus. He was so annoying.
I thought he was fun.
The typical drug addict character that doesn't really want to bounce back from drugs, and
Kill him, and what was the other one? Ben. I am Ben. Ben is me.
Ben's a dead one.
Oh, Ben,
We are the same
one that was
person.
always hanging around.
I'm the one that's always telling people, don't do this. And they do it. That's me. That's me with
They
all
don't
of,
listen?
like, the majority of my friends. I'm always just like, you shouldn't do this. Maybe you should do this instead, because it'll be better for your life. And then they just do the complete opposite. That's me.
I didn't mind Ben so much. Ben was okay.
What I like that the show did, that the comic did. So in the comic, Ben is pretty much out of commission the entire time. You just see the statue of him, and they talk about him, and that's it. You never see anything about him, nothing, no flashbacks. So you got to finally see,
Oh.
they talked about what his power was, that he had like a creature inside of him that would come out, but you never saw it. You never like did anything. So the fact that you actually got to see him in action and actually see him interacting with someone,
Yeah.
because Klaus never, because he would only see dead people with drugs, which is kind of weird. So he's drugged out. He can't see dead people, but he can still see Ben. That was a little interesting. A little bit of a
I don't know.
plot hole, I think.
I didn't understand his powers all that much.
I think he had that with Ben because it was like, that was his brother. So someone he had a connection to that he was raised with. So it doesn't matter how drugged he would have been. He would have still seen Ben.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was because of their connection that he was able to see him. And I think like I understand. I get what you're saying, that he was typical like drug addict guy who doesn't want to kick the drugs. But it makes sense why he's on drugs, because like it blocks the noise basically. It, like, gets rid of all of like the noise of the dead people talking to him and the ghost coming back and speaking to him, which is annoying as fuck. And especially in that hotel scene where
the babushka just starts fucking muttering and Russian.
Yeah.
Wouldn't shut up.
So the hotel scene right there where they're all like surrounding him and he just can't get a fucking break for like 1 minute, I can understand why he's like, he goes back to the drugs just to feel like dull and like numb to it all.
I mean, it makes perfect sense why he's on drugs. It just doesn't make him any more interesting to me.
I get you.
What'd you guys think of the Hitmen characters? Hazel and Cha-Cha.
I thought they were okay. Honestly, I didn't really have anything for them. Like I didn't like them, nor did I dislike them. I just thought like Hazel staying with like the waitress. I thought that was just like not forced, but like very weird. Like there wasn't really any chemistry. It just felt like they just happened to be like in the same room together. So it's like, why don't we just fuck? It's like, all right. You literally time traveled. You ever met anybody else? Anybody?
I love donuts. You make donuts. It's perfect.
That's pretty much all it was.
Yeah, I just didn't understand like their chemistry at all. Especially like I said, like Hayes, they could time travel, and so you've been to like almost every era. It's weird that you've picked this person to make your life with, to like risk it all for, when there was no chemistry.
There's nothing interesting about her. She's probably the most boring person on the entire show.
But that's probably why he likes her.
Damn, you might be right.
He's in a crazy fucking world of time travel, suitcases.
Yeah, she's
and
probably safe. You know, like a safe bet. Yeah, that makes sense because she had like nothing going on. Like, what do you do? Oh, I work here and I'm do this all day and these are my schedule. Like, she looked like a type of person that had the same routine every single day.
Yeah,
and that was her job for like whatever X amount of years. So I just don't understand that. I just didn't get their chemistry. And then with Cha-Cha and them together as like partners, I mean, they just seemed like partners that were tired of each other. That clearly were gonna like backstab each other like at any given point.
Yeah, more like a married couple type thing.
Yeah, I mean, hey, which one was Hazel? Which one was Cha-Cha?
Hazel's the dude and Cha-Cha was Mary J. Blige.
Okay, but I really didn't like Mary J. Blige. I just kept wondering why she wasn't singing. Why is she doing this? She could be doing better things with her time than on Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, that was a little random, but I mean, it was written by Gerard Way, so he's a musician. She's a musician, I guess, somehow.
They probably know each other.
Probably.
Yeah.
She read it maybe and I want to be in it. As random as that is.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, she didn't do a bad job. Like acting wise, they both did good jobs.
She didn't really have too much to work with, but she did what she did. The Hazel and Cha-Cha story in the comic is pretty fucking scary because they wear the masks all the time. They never take them off. And when they show up, they're like, you know how they were like torturing the guy and shit, and they were like acting like talking all crazy about like sandwiches and shit like that.
Yeah,
like that's pretty much how they were supposed to be all the time. So I was excited to see that. But then they started adding so much filler and plot line of them like. And then, him falling in love with the girl. So
that doesn't happen in the comic book.
No, none of that happens. So it's just them trying to kill Five and running into all kinds of shit and fighting the family at one point. But that's about it.
Do they betray each other in the... Sorry.
No, I feel like if they would have kept it that way, it would have been better. Because I feel like it was absolutely useless. Like the whole love story between him and the donut chick and Mary J. Blige and...
Mary J. Blige, thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
She has spoken.
We needed that.
She agrees, blah. Yeah, and I think the main reason why I agree with you in saying that it wasn't that is because there was no payoff.
No, nothing.
There was no payoff to this plot line.
You're not looking forward to seeing them together. If Cha-Cha would actually killed her, I would have enjoyed it a little bit more.
Kill Mary J. or the girl?
Wait, which one's Cha-Cha? Man, I'm so confused again.
Oh, wait, Cha-Cha. Yeah.
If she would have killed the donut lady, I was actually looking forward to that. I was looking forward to anybody dying. When what's her name almost died, I was so happy. That's the precise moment the show turned around for me.
Which one?
When I guess I'm jumping forward. When Vanya sliced Allison's throat.
Oh shit, yeah.
That's when the show got really good. After that, it was nonstop.
Yeah, that part was just like the comic, but yeah, it was.
I thought she was gonna end up dying, and I thought, okay, I actually got excited too when that part happened.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit, Game of Thrones style.
But I do agree though that like if they were like this, like you said in the comic, but like wearing the mask all the time and
it would have been scary,
talking crazy, it would have made them more like menacing. It would have made them like more of a threat. And this show didn't really have a threat. Like you knew Vanya was gonna like cause the apocalypse, but she wasn't really a threat.
Or whoever that creeper was.
Yeah,
I guess for the other audience that didn't know.
Like you knew that they were that she was gonna be the reason for it. So, but she wasn't really like a threat. Like there was no really like villain in this show. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah, I was just trying to prevent that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other weird part, but.
So I felt like if they were that kind of character they were in a comic book, it would have like made them more like more threatening. It would have made them probably more cooler, honestly. Yeah. Because they would always have to be watching their back. And we had a break between episodes where we didn't really care about them because they were off doing like bullshit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did like the fact where Vanya slices her throat, whatever.
Rumor,
yeah.
I forgot her real name, but I just know them by their superhero names. Allison,
right? Yeah.
In the comic, they call them by the superhero names all the time. It was kind of weird hearing their real names in the show.
Oh, okay. So then
In the show, they don't really use their code names that much because I don't
No.
know everyone's code name. I know
Like-
Space Boy, Space Boy, Rumor.
Space Boy, yeah, Rumor. Diego, they didn't really show what Diego's real power is, but Diego actually can hold his breath forever. That's his power.
That's his power.
And he swims
That's
really
so
fast.
trash.
So his code name was the Kraken. He's like Aquaman, yeah.
Oh.
And then you had
I thought
Space
his
Boy,
Power
yeah.
was throwing knives.
Yeah, I know. They made that. He was just, his father said, on water you're unstoppable, but on land you're absolutely useless. So you need to learn something. So he decided to learn throwing knives.
In the comics as well?
In the comics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was it. So, but I don't know if the show's gonna bring up the
That
whole
seems like a
water
lot.
Aquaman thing. I think they're just turning him into Hawkeye or whatever. These people from Wanted, the curved bullets and shit.
Oh,
That's kind of what they went with.
I mean, it seems like it'd be pretty expensive to have him underwater all the time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the horror was Ben. Yeah. I actually forgot what Klaus's name was. I can't remember his right now.
Also,
Yeah.
even as a kid, they don't seem like that good of a team. Like I don't. Other than
That bank
Luther-
robbery scene was great.
Other than Luther, what does the Rumor do? Like she has to run up to you and whisper into your ear for you
Yeah,
to do.
well, she doesn't have to like really whisper. She could just say it. She could just say, "Hey, I heard a rumor that you died of a heart attack," and you'll fucking die of a heart attack right then and there. So it's really powerful. She just didn't really use it to its
I thought she has to
extent.
whisper in someone's ear every single time. That seems pretty trash.
I mean, and out of all of them, next to
Vanya.
Vanya, she's the strongest one.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I
if
like
not
her.
the strongest one, because she could probably use Vanya against her. So
I mean, if she caught Vanya in a vulnerable point, she would
Yeah.
be still more powerful because all she has to do is say something, and Vanya would have to do it.
yeah,
And
but I guess it's too late now because her vocal cords are cut. So I guess she's gonna be silent for the rest of the show.
yeah, well, now I don't know because it's like they're going back in time, so they're regenerating to their younger selves. So everybody's getting their powers back.
That could be true.
The one thing that I'm wondering how they're gonna make work is Ben, because Ben is still alive, but he's dead in the future.
It depends how far back they go.
But they were kids when he was still alive.
Oh, right, yeah.
So
yeah.
Ben's Ghost is gonna go into the other one,
Or is he just coming back to life?
or are they doubles? Because it's like so 5 came back, but there was no 5 anymore. Does that make sense?
Wait, what?
Okay, so when 5 came back into the past, there was no 5. If he would have kept going back to when he was still around before he jumped, would there be 2 5s? Or does he fuse into 1 5?
Oh, I get what you're saying. So when 5 came back, there was no 5 in the future. That 5 was currently in the current time.
Yeah.
If he goes back to before he jumps, before he goes anywhere,
So is there
are there
2?
2 5s? I would think so.
The rule that he kind of said, I don't remember if it's like this in the comic, but the rule that he kind of said was that there can't be 2 of him going at the same time. That's why he was able to warp back to that moment, because there aren't 2 of him.
But they warped back, and they warped back younger.
I think he can. I think maybe something just goes off. Like,
Are they just gonna kill
something,
the?
maybe something just goes off. You know.
I don't know. I don't know what they're planning on doing.
If he kills himself, then that just creates a time loop, a constant time loop so that they can't break.
Wait, am I missing something? They were younger?
Yeah, when they were going back in time in the very
I thought
last
they just
part.
disappeared. Isn't that what happened?
No, didn't you see? They all started looking young.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Maybe I was waiting for the show to be over with.
They were holding hands, and while they were holding hands, everyone like morphed into like the younger self. And even Ben went to his younger self. So I'm guessing, he comes back and he's gonna be alive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all completely different. Like it strayed completely far from the comic.
Right.
Because season one, the first comic was about Vanya and her, apocalypse suite, which was they ended up calling it. And then the second one is all the time travel stuff. So Cha-Cha and Hazel don't even come out to the second book. And the handler and all that, which by the way, the handler was a goldfish. So they made it into an actual like blonde woman here. I would have preferred it as a goldfish just to keep the craziness of the comic in there. But nah.
That would have been kind of weird though.
Yeah,
It would have been kind of like too zany. But I mean, obviously they have a talking monkey, so what can
exactly.
Yeah, they never really explained why they have a talking monkey or how the monkey is able to talk.
He just experimented on him. Well, what they kind of hinted at the end, so I don't know if you saw the last episode when it shows the father like talking to the wife that's dying, and then suddenly you see a ship like take off in the back. I don't know if you noticed
No.
that. It was supposed to be a flashback of their father with his wife, like the dying words or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, give the violin to someone that'll play it."
Okay, I do remember that.
And there's a ship taking off, like this futuristic ship taking
did
off
see
in the
that.
background.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's supposed to hint at that he's an alien because he's an alien. He's like, it's like some Krypton type shit. Like he leaves.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought the show was going to be about other kids with powers. Like fucking up the world, and they were stopping these kids. That's
Yeah.
what I thought it was going to be
It'd
about.
be kind of cool if they go that route because they don't explain what happens to the other 40
So
something.
any of the other, it was like how many? 40?
I think there were 40 something in total. So yeah, there's still 30. Yeah,
And
so
like
there's
none of them have been mentioned or popped up or
yeah.
whatever.
The comment doesn't get into that either. So I'd like to see them do that. Like if the show's gonna do anything different, you might as well do that.
So I'm guessing the comic isn't over though.
No, it's not. He
Yeah.
just came out with the third volume, and I haven't even read it yet. So.
Okay, so then I guess maybe they'll. I mean, the comic seems that it's gonna like surpass the book. I mean, the show seems
for
that
sure.
it's gonna surpass the
Yeah,
comic.
there's so many changes. So and he didn't really have creative control over it. He kind of like went over and go, "Oh, what are you guys doing? Okay, that's cool. You guys are changing a lot of shit, but fuck it, it's cool."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, like he doesn't have to be so hands on. I guess sometimes,
One of the changes that I did like, but also didn't have a good payoff, was I actually liked Diego's relationship with the mom, the android mom.
Right.
I actually really liked that because he was an asshole to her in the comic because they're all assholes. But they added that whole that he like used to stutter, and then the mom like helped him out, and then he has to like kind of like go through this emotional moment where he has to kill her to like put her out of her misery, and you're thinking, fuck. This is crazy. But then they just bring her back like a few episodes later, and then they just kill her off again a few episodes after that, like in the most undramatic way. So it felt like all of that was for nothing. And it was such a good scene. And it was just, there was nothing to it. So that was one of the side plots that really bothered me that had no payoff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's kind of
like just keep her fucking dead.
Yeah,
because it was a good scene.
Yeah, it's funny because none of them really cared for the mom except for him.
Yeah.
So at least it kind of like not humanized them a little bit, but it kind of showed that she was important. Like she wasn't just like some random
android.
android.
It added character development to people. So yeah, that what was the other one that they did? Oh, the side plot with him and the cop. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
I like that.
I didn't like it.
I like that. I mean, everyone had like their love interest in a way, like their love story.
Yeah.
It was Klaus with the military guy.
Yeah, Klaus in Vietnam.
Which
is another random one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the whole Vietnam side plot at all
because there was nothing to it.
Yeah, it didn't develop. If it would have developed into something, okay,
right?
But
Exactly.
They did do a lot of that.
Yeah, they did a lot of side plots that it's like, oh, this is interesting, but no payoff. Unless season 2 somehow brings all of these back and ties them in nicely, it just feels useless.
Even Klaus's like Vietnam boyfriend, or whatever, they didn't really give him any screen time. So it kind of looked like they were just at a bar. He grinding up on you. You're like, all right, cool, this is great, and then that's it. Like. It really didn't show them like have any like sense of like relationship.
Yeah, and I'm wondering, he was going through withdrawals when he came back from time. So I'm like, wait, he didn't go through withdrawals while he was in Vietnam? So that means he was drugged out of his eyeballs fighting the war? Where the fuck did he get all the drugs?
Yeah.
Oh, Shanti said, where do you think opium came from? So
that makes sense. Yeah.
This is true.
And and then I guess his boyfriend came back, but he didn't talk either. He just showed up and he was super happy, and that's it.
Or he showed up and like shook his head like, "Oh, you fuck up."
Yeah, wasn't really like a big payoff either.
Yeah.
Like I kind of, not even on the topic of Klaus. I kind of I do like how they merge Klaus and Ben's power together at the end. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty interesting that he's able to like awaken the dead to actually do stuff and do whatever they did when they were alive.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I just think I want to see Ben like back. I felt like he was like he's there, and I wouldn't want to know like more, at least of his powers or like what he can do. Like, and the fact that the show's obviously like not fun to comment, but they can do whatever they want.
They could do whatever they want because they're not following it anymore. They're just getting kind of like certain characters and certain plot points, and then but besides that, it's all like most of it is completely different.
Right. What did you guys think about Vanya's love interest?
Yeah, that was weird.
Pointless.
Man, I knew that from the start that it was sketchy as fuck. I was like, first of all,
You trash.
Why?
Why would anybody like you?
No.
Right?
No.
Oh.
It's more about why in the world would you trust someone who you just met, right? Into that carved something out of wood inspired by you. That's weird as creepy as fuck. That's creeper status. I'm like, he's stalking you. He's a bad guy. He's a creep. Why are you falling for this? And everything he was doing was just creeper stalkery.
Well, remember, she was raised completely by herself. None of her siblings were ever around her. All she did was play her fucking violin. So any form of attention was like desperate. So
that's real life.
So to us, that's creepy. To her, it was like, oh my God, somebody noticed me. Oh, you made shit for me. Cool.
This is where I become Ben. And I always, anytime like I have a female acquaintance or a female friend who tells me, there's this guy, he likes me and he's doing all this creeper like shit. I think I'm okay with it. And I'm like, no, please don't run away.
You're that friend?
Like,
don't be that friend. Don't be the hater.
Please.
Let us be creepy.
Just don't fall for the creeper shit, man. Don't fall for the creeper shit. And okay, I guess if you're like super sheltered, I guess I would understand why you would fall for someone like that. But at the same time, if you have everybody else telling you, hey, this doesn't sound right. Also, by the way, it seems like he used to murder people. Maybe, look into that.
You're that friend and Mike's that creep. Mike is Leonard, basically, from the show.
And I'm telling you to stay away from people
put in
from
that
Mike
much
and
effort.
Leonard. Well, that's true. You're right. That's true.
You're like a creep for like two steps, and you're like, all right, don't get a text back or a call back. We're done.
Being a creep takes real work. I don't have that kind of time. I'm just gonna be the douchebag.
What do you guys think of the love interest between Allison and Luther?
I mean, it's weird because it's not like
It's not incestuous,
but it feels like
it's disgusting. They're brother and sister. What is wrong with these people?
they're not biologically.
Not only are they brother and sister, he's an animal now. So it's incest and bestiality rolled into one disgusting package. No.
and that's a title for Pornhub if I've ever heard
and that's
one.
about it.
I can see it now, like incest and bestiality in one package in the Pornhub title. You just click, it's like 5 minutes long.
It's just the scene.
It's the part where they're dancing.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just the dance scene from Umbrella Academy.
I thought it was weird because like they're not. I mean, they got introduced like at age 5 or right 6. They were adopted pretty young.
No, they were as babies.
At birth. Oh,
from
no,
birth.
that's weird. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
No.
they've been raised together this whole time.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah,
it's a little weird.
it's a little weird. It's. A little
I
weird.
actually cannot remember if that part was in the comics, but either way.
You guys
cool.
never had a cousin that was like your cousin, but your
No, stop right now. Stop right now. Stop. Don't do it.
They have a saying in Spanish for that.
What is it?
Los primos se primen.
Oh, dope.
Ew.
What?
Translation.
The cousins fuck.
The cousins squeeze, like they
Y'all
squeeze
should stop
themselves.
saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like now.
It's because like back in the olden days, when
Yeah.
they would try and like get you with like your second cousin, third cousin, things like that.
I remember.
It's gross, but it's things that happened.
I was at a party one time with my dad, and my dad was just like, "Yo, that cousin over there, she's like your 5th cousin if you want to get down." And I'm like, "Does she have her last name?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, she has her last name." And the thing is, my family has like this feature that we all kind of have. We have kind of like a long jawline. So like, I never met her, but she had the jawline and my last name. No, that's too much. That's too far. That's too close.
Yeah, no. I mean, I remember like we had our 3rd cousins visiting from the States, and they were like, "Oh, they're handsome," and I'm just like, "Oh, you're calling them cousins," so that's a no. I don't care. They're not really blood related. Like,
Chantal doesn't play that shit. No creeps, no cousins.
No creeps, no cousins.
I
No,
agree
nothing.
with the last part. 1,000%.
It's like, no thanks, I'm good. I'll look from outside of the family. Thank you very much.
That's funny.
Oh, I actually really did like when Vanya finally turns into the white violin. I thought that was pretty badass.
That was a really good ass scene.
Yeah. Because, I mean, in the comics, it's just a suit and her dressed in white looking like, but yeah, she was fucking cool as hell here.
Yeah, period, when she just started like break out and shit and stop being weird, weak. I mean, I understand why she was weak the entire time. She's pretty much been told she wasn't shit her entire life.
Yeah, the whole life.
So yeah, when
and you find out you got rumored into thinking you're ordinary. So yeah, you lash out and slice
her
your
lashing
sister's
out,
throat.
that part made a lot of sense. Even though, like I said, it was predictable, but the payoff was actually worth it for that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part where she's in the vault and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to leave it in here." I thought it was pretty cool, especially with like Allison trying like to get her out and like her not speaking. Mm-hmm. And then she obviously breaks out of the vault
and she kills the shit out of that monkey.
Yeah,
she kills the shit out of Pogo.
Which I'm like, man, dude, that sucks.
That's one thing. The effects on the show are really, really good. Surprisingly good for like a Netflix show.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that they the special effects in every part where it really was out, it looks awesome. Like when Ben had the tentacles, it looked great. Pogo looked amazing. It looked straight out of like Planet of the Apes, like Andy Serkis's Caesar. You don't think so?
Nah, it was good. It was good.
Go watch the first Planet of the Apes with Andy Serkis again. Go watch the first one.
All right.
Yeah. Same shit.
I'm sorry. What about
You're forgiven.
Does he die in the comic books as well, Pogo?
Yes, and it's actually more gruesome in the comic.
How does he die?
Like she plays the violin and his head explodes and you see his brain pop out.
Fuck.
Like that's how she kills people. She just blows up your head. So she actually plays the violin on like right in front of you and it just
Oh shit.
That's so she does that to I guess the one that Leonard's supposed to be, because it was supposed to be this group of supervillains that wanted to create an orchestra and play a song that would destroy the world. That's all it was. And they recruited her. So they somehow replaced all of that to just Leonard. But
okay.
Yeah. But she turns against them. She just blows all of them up, like, exploding.
It's weird because like what was Leonard's like end game?
That was the thing I didn't understand.
He didn't really have one.
So, you know who he reminded me of? Syndrome from Incredibles 1. He's the one that wanted to be a superhero and then pretty much got shunned by the superhero. And then he's like, oh, well, fuck you then. And then wanted to get revenge against them. So
I feel like he just wanted to be part of a team and get revenge on the team that rejected him.
Yeah.
So that they kind of had in common because they both felt like they weren't shit and didn't deserve to be anything.
Yeah, but he was totally manipulating her, obviously.
So basically, you think that what he wanted to do was pretty much take out the Umbrella Academy and have her like kind of like his soldier.
Yeah, so
his, personal soldier.
So I think he was pissing her off on purpose just to have her finally fully lash out, even if it was going to kill him. Because when he started like fucking around with her, I'm like, you're gonna die, right?
He thought his dick was like, you know what? I gave her some good D. She won't kill me.
Literally, when he was like, edging her on, I was like, bro, you're not very smart. Not only are you a creeper, but you're also dumb as fuck. I'm like, you're gonna die. How do you not think that you're gonna die? Like, she can kill you.
Yeah.
So why?
It's funny because like that scene was just like, you're absolutely right. Like, she's pissed and like, what are you doing? Like I've seen, angry women before and I'm like, nope, I'm going to just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't understand that either. Yeah, I wish he would have like tried to maybe him pissing her off. Yeah. You are okay with you dying.
And you know what? You're going to push the button even more.
You're going to push the button even more and then know that you're going to die.
You take a risk in life.
He was, when Mike does it, he's hoping for like, hate sex, like angry sex.
That's not gonna happen.
It rarely happens.
What's gonna happen is that your brain's gonna blow
you
off.
You get less sex, believe me.
But it happens though, right?
It happens.
Is it worth it?
Not if you're playing the odds, no.
So it's not worth it. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'll stick to vanilla.
I actually liked how Chantel predicted that he pulled a Jussie Smollett with getting his ass whooped.
That part was like, all of this stuff is so easy to see.
You actually predicted that one too? Yeah. After a while, Shanti was like, "Yo, he pulled a Jussie," and I'm like, "Damn."
I didn't think to compare it to Jussie though.
Yeah, well, it happened that when we watched it, it was like the week that happened. So that's why I was like, he totally pulled that bullshit.
Yeah, she said he pulled that Empire guy. I'm like, damn, that's exactly what happened.
Damn, poor guy. No, poor guy.
No, man, what are you talking about?
All right, what else we got going on?
I just I actually thought the So the show would lose its path every once in a while with some like filler shit, but I actually thought the finale was really good.
Right.
Like actually the theater scene where they're all trying to like fight her and shit. And there's even that one moment where like I felt like if they could have not snuck up on her and just talked her down, because she was actually smiling when Allison was there watching her play. I'm like, if you could have just chilled the fuck out and just watched her play her song, everything would have been fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, but they were like, nervous and scared that some shit was gonna happen. So
Because these two hotheads were idiots and they kept putting her in a fucking vault and shit, pissing her off even more. And I'm just like, y'all just, all of you are dumb.
Talking about Diego and Luther.
Yeah. They're dumb too.
So what do you think about the father? Obviously, he had like a certain like tough love like method that he used on them. He always said that they all have like unhidden powers. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's why like he was always so like basically like stern with them?
Yeah, I think he just
douchey for no reason.
I like to think that he just knew the world was going to come to an end, and he just wanted to create a team. And no matter how hard he had to push them, just to have a team ready.
Oh yeah, and how did
then
he know?
He ended up kind of liking them. He's an alien, so who knows?
Yeah, because they didn't really explain that how he knew about
the
Violet and everything.
No, they haven't explained it yet.
I say Violet. It's not Violet.
No, not Violet.
Right.
You keep thinking of Incredibles.
I am thinking about Incredibles.
But I did like the twist that he killed himself to kind of put them all together. I thought that was kind of cool.
What happens in the comic book?
I thought that was predictable as well.
That he did that just to put them together?
I didn't see that happening.
I thought he just died.
I didn't think that somebody killed him. I just thought he died, and it just happened to be like.
I actually thought it was going to be nothing. Like he just happened to die.
See, I didn't think it was going to be nothing, and once I realized that Vanya was the catalyst for the end of the world, I figured that part I didn't understand how he would know, but I figured he was just trying to bring them all together. So he had someone. Actually, I really thought he just had somebody do it.
Yep. And I guess that's it. That's every talking point.
Yeah, that about hits it up.
Yeah, pretty good show. Pretty good show, in my opinion.
Mike, would you watch season 2 when it comes out?
I'll watch season 2 because I really want to know what the fuck happened to Ben. That's my driving force behind that show. I really thought they were gonna at least, even if they didn't explain it exactly what happened, just give you a little bit more. Because they're kind of making it seem like Luther did it, right? Well,
yeah,
Luther did it, but he was the reason.
He was leading the team.
Yeah, when it happened.
Whatever adventure got
maybe
them
he
killed.
like made a decision and shit just went left.
Yeah. Yeah, in the comic, they don't explain it at all. They kind of just keep saying the same thing, like, hey, Luther, it's your fault. And then it's like, okay.
Shit.
But they still haven't explained it either.
So this is like Netflix, not their first superhero show. Obviously, they have the Marvel shows, but it is another superhero show outside of the Marvel universe TV show.
Yeah, technically. Yeah.
How does it stack up compared to the Marvel shows? Do you guys like it better, less, worse?
It's totally different.
Of course, but still, I mean, compared to like, let's say the worst of the worst Marvel show is obviously Iron Fist.
Iron Fist and Defenders by far.
At least let's go from there. Where does this stack up against those shows?
A little above Defenders. Everything else on the Marvel side is better.
It's above Defenders and Iron Fist. That's probably where I would put it.
Okay.
No, I actually think it's above Jessica season 2, Luke Cage season 1. I think so.
Wow, so it's actually like better than 4 seasons of different Marvel shows.
Yeah, it's not better than anything Daredevil or Punisher.
Of course not.
Or the first season of Jessica, which I thought was awesome.
Of course not. But at least giving it how you feel about it.
And I actually like the second season of Luke better than the first season, so it's definitely not better than that.
Right.
Wait, what now? You know Cottonmouth was on the first season of Luke, right?
Yeah, but only the first half was good.
Yeah, sure.
Once Cottonmouth was out of the picture, it wasn't a good show anymore.
It was downhill from there.
So it's a good half a season.
Hey, you know what? I would. The second half of Umbrella Academy it gets a lot better than the first half.
Okay, there you go. Bam.
So then, you would say it's better than Luke Cage, or
I'm still not going that far. Stop it.
Okay, so Defenders and Iron Fist for you.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So then that's good, man. Let's see what happens in season 2. Obviously, I think Netflix has shown that they can handle their own superhero shows, and I'm excited to see if they do any more different like shows in that kind of like vein.
We'll see.
All right, guys, this is the end of our episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We are on social media at the Popcorn Heroes Show on Facebook and Instagrams. Hit us up. Like, review, share, comment, all that good jazz. And we'll catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Outro.